It's going to be a very intense and physical contest. Both teams like to really pressure defense. They like to feature pressure defense. They've got some big physical people. They like to let their athletes play. The only difference in styles a little bit is that Lawrence kind of goes with simplicity and execution. They'll stick basically to a man-to-man. And I look for Cony to change their defenses a lot. They'll use full court pressure. They'll use half-court trap in addition to the man-to-man.
Any particular problems when you play the team for the third time and you've won two? The kids know each other extremely well. Do you go away from your game plan, or do you just do what got you here?
Well, they say that sometimes the advantage goes to the team that has lost, because they make adjustments. The team that wins, they tend not to. They want to do what they made them successful the first time. So Lawrence might have a trick or two up their sleeve.
Well, we're ready for an exciting ball game, and we're ready for Tim Throckmorton tonight, who's going to talk about this game with the coaches.
Well, thanks very much. First, we're going to turn to Mike McGee, Lawrence, coach. And first of all, I want to ask you about Underwood, Johnson. Plenty of points there. Have you worked on ways to get some points distributed to some other players?
Well, Josh Barad certainly needs to step up for us tonight. And Mike Brown, A.J. Smith, Trafton Teague, and Matt Clement off the bench. Nick Baldick and Randy Nadeau concentrate on defense. But we need to get a good shoot night out of Josh Barad tonight. It's a big key for us.
And let's talk about Ryan Moore in the red jerseys. He's a tough guy for anybody to guard. Are you going to do anything special against him?
Well, we've had a tough time with him both times this year. He's a 6-foot player that plays about 6'4", 6'5", and he's very active in the post. And we're going to try different people on him and find one that, hopefully can contain him a little bit.
Should be a loud night in here, Mike.
It's going to be very loud. Fun night.
Hope you have fun.
Thank you, Tim.
Mike McGee, of course, Bruce Hunt bringing in Cony Rams at #1. Bruce, I want to ask you about the intensity of this game. KVAC teams are well known for the way they go at it. Is there more of that come tourney time?
Well, I don't think it's any more than what we do during the regular season. We really chase one another in our league, and I think that helps us when it gets here.
Jed Johnson had a big game. He's a guy that's playing his best right now. If you thought a little bit differently about the way you look at him?
Well, we've always had a lot of respect for the young man. He does a nice job inside and has played very well in the last month. So we're going to give him a lot of attention tonight.
It's going to be fun, isn't it?
Oh, it's going to be a great time.
Hope you enjoyed tonight, Bruce.
Thanks.
Bruce Hunt at Cony High School, and there it is. Lawrence and Cony at KVAC battle, and it should be wild and crazy in here. Starting lineups when we come back.
Channel 5 sports coverage of the Class A basketball tournament is brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, with locations in Auburn, Belgrade, Fairfield, Farmington, Greenville, and Skowhegan. By the University of Maine, the State Center of Learning, Discovery, and Service to the Public. And by your Maine GMC truck dealer, the only pure truck dealer with the strength of experience.
If I can affect one person's life, it's worth
Number 12, a freshman, Sean Gallagher. A sophomore, number 15, Lance Brunel. Number 21, a sophomore, Michael Bunker. A junior, number 23, Greg Dean. A sophomore, number 30, Adam Javet. A junior, number 32, Brian Sousa. A freshman, number 33, J.T. Slager. And a junior, number 34, Eric Morin. The starting lineups. First, for the Lawrence Bulldogs. A guard at 6 feet tall, a senior, number 10, Nick Bolden. For the Cony Rams, at 6 feet 1 inches tall, playing guard, a sophomore, number 11, Jared Cushman. And for the Bulldogs at guard, standing 6 feet tall, a senior, number 12, Justin Underwood. And for the Rams at guard, at 6 feet even, a senior, number 20, Ryan Moore. And for the Bulldogs at guard, at 5 feet 8 inches tall, a junior, number 14, Josh Berard. And for the Rams at guard, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall, and a senior, number 22, Josh Cushman. For the Bulldogs at center, at 6 feet 7 inches tall, a senior, number 32, Jed Johnson. And for the Cony Rams at forward, at 6 feet 1 inches tall, a senior, number 24, Kevin Bunker. And for the Lawrence Bulldogs at forward, standing 6 feet 1 inches tall, a senior, number 52, Randy Netto. And for the Cony Rams at forward, at 6 feet 4 inches tall, a senior, number 31, Brett Omer. Officials for this game are Mr. Webb, Mr. Brewer, and Mr. Gray. You are now invited to stand and join us as the Lawrence High School Band, under the direction of Lauren Fields, along with the Bangor High School Junior ROTC Color Guard, honor our country with the playing of our national anthem. All fans in attendance are respectfully requested to remove their hats during the playing of the Star Spangled Banner.
Well, it's always a very impressive sight, the Bangor Junior ROTC coming with the colors and those shiny helmets, skin, and a lot to it. Let's remember that it's on television, and these are high school kids. And
They
we
certainly are.
Never want to forget that. You coaches don't get everything out of them you sometimes want, but I was talking to a young lady today who's going to attend the game, comes from another state. And she said, I can't believe the media coverage of high school ball in Maine.
Well, what people don't understand is we have something special here in Maine with high school basketball. I coached and taught right next door in New Hampshire for a few years, George. Nothing can match this.
Oh, and I'm a little prejudiced. I think Western Maine struggles to match this Eastern Maine thing.
I believe they certainly do. And of all the nights in high school sports, this is my particular favorite.
The semifinal.
Yes.
All right, here's the tap. We get this one underway. Tony's going to go in quick. They go to the hole. Everything gets in by Cushman. Jared Cushman.
Now, Cony, George, will feature a 2-2-1. That's their pressure defense. Full court.
We're going to go to the hole a lot here in this game. Here come the Bulldogs. That's a foul on the drive by Justin Underwood going up. He's going to be picked off going in. Mike McGee. He looks like the All-American boy, doesn't he? Got the shirt off. The hair's all cropped short. He's a real good coach.
Looks like he could play. He's a good friend of mine. I think he's got a few butterflies right now, though, George. He'll get into the game here in a minute.
Josh Cushman made the foul. Up on the line shooting and missing the first one is Justin Underwood. He's a good defensive player, but he averages 15 points a game.
Right, and this is one of the things he does very well. What he just did that first possession, drawing fouls.
Well, he got the putback. Jed Johnson missed it. They push it right down. They're going to go to the hole, and it's going to go in by Josh Cushman. Well,
you got to watch out for Cony. They go end to end. Anybody on the court can dribble the ball. They all shoot and attack the basket.
Trapping in the backcourt. Pushing the ball down is Berard. Gets the ball underneath. They try to get the ball up. It's going to go down by Nick Bolden.
Good penetration that time by Josh Berard. He really handled the full court pressure, created a 3-on-2 opportunity.
Jared Cushman. Flash it inside. It's going to go down. Looked to me like inside. It's Josh Cushman again.
Came off a back pick that time.
6-2 Cony, and they're putting pressure on inline to inline. We talked about this coming in. Justin Underwood drives. He floats it up and around and in.
It's going to be about 95 to 93, I think, George, at this pace.
Well, I work with two analysts. I work with you, and I work with Sembelik. Sembelik would have fainted by now.
Careful now, that's my old coach.
I know it. There's a drive, off balance. It's going to go up and down by Josh Cushman, and we're going to get a foul. First sub of the ball game getting ready to come in. Lawrence is going to ship in Trafton Teague. Now, he's a 9th grader. This kid's a real good shooting freshman.
Now, one of the keys, particularly, I think, for Lawrence's psyche, having lost to Cony twice, is to get off to a good start. And right now, Cony is 4 for 4 from the floor, so they're the ones getting off to the great start.
Berard, guilty of the foul. Bounce shot is good by Cushman. We've got us a 5-point lead immediately for the Rams.
And, of course, every time they score, they can go right into their pressure.
Berard in the backcourt. Cony will try to pick his pocket every time they can. There's a beautiful turnaround that's good by Underwood.
But both teams are really attacking, taking the ball strong to the basket, not wasting any time.
Jared Cushman out in the left corner. They go down to the low block. Here's the little spin move. It's not going to go. We get a foul. Moore took the turn, and he was picked off.
Okay, here comes Justin, penetrating, splits the defense, then makes a great reverse pivot in the lane. It gives him enough space, creates space, so he gets the open look. Down at the other end, it's interesting because really Ryan Moore, possibly there, I don't think it says 6 feet on the screen here, but I don't think he's 6 feet. He's really the most effective post-up player because he's so strong, particularly his lower body.
Ryan Moore averages 13.5 points a ball game, the senior guard. 3-point lead. He missed both of them. The big guy got the rebound. Jed Johnson, he could be the key in many ways. He's 6'7". They don't match with him. Here's Underwood. Berard with it. And they're working around to the top of the key. Crowd intense. They are right to this one. This is two great rivals going at it from the KVAC. Got a little travel going on.
Well, that was the longest possession of the game, George. Lawrence actually had the ball for about 15 seconds.
I tell you, I won't get a chance to breathe here tonight. 9-6, Cony up, 5:34. Cony number 1, 18-1 on the year. Lawrence number 4, 16-3. Spin dribble penetration. He drives, scores, foul, Cushman. Count it.
Here comes Jared. Look at this with a great reverse or spin dribble into the lane. Nobody slid over to help when Coach McGee is not too happy about that. I think they're going to discuss that right now.
All right, Berard guilty of the foul number 2. We're back.
The turbocharged Saab 9.5. Abundant horsepower for open straightaways. Powerful low-end torque for quick acceleration. Great monthly payments for the car you've always wanted.
See Clyde Billing Incorporated, 258 State Street, Augusta.
All right, for Coach Mike McGee, he gets down by 5 early. He doesn't want to get that down by 10 and have to come out of the game plan. I imagine he wants this to stay as close as he can.
That's right. That was a good timeout. He just need to refocus his team at this point. Get him to recommit to the defensive end. Right now, Cony's just really attacking the basket very well.
All right, Kevin Bunker is at the bench. He's getting 20 seconds. He's got a blood problem. He's gone to the bench. And if he can come back out, I don't think they get charged. They don't have to replace him.
Now for a sub.
Now they have to replace him. You can't play with any blood. I think they give him 20 seconds to make the change.
Yep.
All right, for Cony High School, Aaron Young. He has a knee brace on, the left knee.
Yeah, he got injured during football, George, and the fact that he's even playing basketball right now is a remarkable tribute to him.
All right, they tap it out front off the missed foul shot. They go inside for the fadeaway. It's no good. Put up by Ryan Moore. And the Bulldogs have the basketball. Justin Underwood fouled in the backcourt. Now, if you're going to press the way Cony presses, you're going to have to give up some of these.
Exactly. They want to just create the pace, and they're getting the pace they want right now. And then notice that they're pressing both after a make and a miss. They're staying right in their full court pressure, whether they make the shot or not.
Brett Ulmer, guilty of the foul. That is the second team foul. 3 on Lawrence, actually.
Now, Justin did a great job of drawing the foul that time. He leaned into Ulmer, created the contact, and was able to get the benefit of the call. Now, watch for Justin getting open in the corner.
All right, to come out to midcourt with it. Lawrence High School grabbed and fouled, and again, they're all over Neto underneath. Let's see who they're going to call this thing on. Going to be on 24 again, Kevin Bunker.
Okay, I thought for a minute that might go against Ulmer, which would have been 2 back-to-back.
All right, comes back in. Here's Baldick, spins the ball out to the three-pointer. It's in and out. No good by Underwood. And rebound cleared away by Cony. That's picked off by Ulmer. Here's the setup, playing straight man-to-man defense for the Lawrence Bulldogs in the blue. Cushman out to the left wing. That's going to be dribble penetration in and out for Cushman.
Interesting thing is even though Ulmer is 6'4", he plays away from the basket.
Oh, they like to go to the low blocks to Josh Cushman, and he hits it again. 13-6, 9 points so far for him. Josh with 9. 4:24 to go in the opening quarter. There's a strip in midcourt. It was taken away by Ulmer. Big stuff. You don't see a lot of that in high school ball.
Well, George, we saw it when they played against us.
Ulmer.
Ulmer can do that.
Stuffed it. The crowd of Cony fans going nuts. It's 15-6, and the Bulldogs are in a bit of trouble here. But the fouls are beginning to mount up. Here is Josh Cushman picking him off in.
Okay, here's the steal. We'll see it here. We get a tip from behind, alertly picked up by Bunker. And I was wondering if Ulmer was going to do this, and he hammers it home. And of course, that just does wonders for getting the crowd into the game.
Subs coming in for the Lawrence High School Bulldogs. John Kent is in the ball game. The inbounds play, another foul. They're really starting to mount up. Aaron Young came back over the top with a foul on the inbounds play. Coach McGee taking a drink of H2O and trying to calm his team down, 15-6. But that's the 15th team foul against Cony.
And the other thing is with Cony, they don't have a lot of depth. They're going to go 7 deep, really, throughout most of the season. So they're not used to being in foul trouble. They have to go to their bench very deeply into their bench.
Foul shot is good by Judd Johnson, the big 6'7" senior. All right, they're going to get 2-2 out of there. There goes Cushman out of the ball game, and coming into the ball game is going to be Greg Dean.
Now that's Jed's first point of the game, so they're going to have to get some offense out of him, and I don't think he's had many touches so far. I know Coach McGee was really designing a lot of offensive quick hitters to get the ball to Jed. They haven't been getting to the pace they want so far.
There's the drive, baseline. Tried to put it up, and he's picked off on the wing. Kevin Bunker drove the baseline, and he was fouled. We're going to play a lot of these fouls here tonight. John Kent committed the foul.
Well, Bunker's a real tough matchup. I mean, like so many of these other Cony players, he's very quick, explosive first step. They all like to go hard to the basket. Most of these kids, George, have been starters for all 3 years. They've been at the varsity level.
Kevin Bunker's foul shot is good. He averages 13 points. Last time Cony won the state was 1978. Foul shot around and out. No good. Big rebound for Johnson. But he can probably get a barrel of them tonight if he's in position. Trapping it midcourt, and they steal the ball away. It was blocked by Moore. 2-on-1. Easy layup off the steal. Kevin Bunker. Kill you.
Well, that time Lawrence picked the ball up. John Kent picked the ball up right over half court, which is a tough place. They got him again in the same spot.
3 turnovers for Lawrence thus far. Here's a tray coming up good by Mike Brown. Mike Brown, who's a great outside shooter, just hit it for Lawrence. Bang. That's going to be a player foul. That's a controlled foul. That's going to go against Bunker. That's a charge in the old days.
Yeah, it certainly is in the old days and in the new days, George.
Which good defense
good defense that time by John Kent. Really slid his foot, got on Bunker's right hand, and forced the foul.
That is 2 on Bunker, and the Bulldogs are going to face pressure. That's 16 fouls. They go 1-1 on the next one. Teague is in there from the left wing. Yes, it's good by Brown again. That's 5 points for Brown, a 3 and a 2.
And a violation.
12 and a
violation.
Well, Cony putting all the pressure on seems to be a little more rattled at this point. They put some subs in and around on Lawrence, and Cony now a little bit out of sync, and they're starting to worry about fouls from the foul line. It is hung up on the rim, no good by Underwood. Cony fighting for it, and there's a kind of a silly foul in the backcourt. One of those scrambling fouls that's going to be charged to Teague, and you can understand why he might be involved. He's a freshman.
He's a freshman, George, and a very outstanding one at that. He was voted on our all-rookie team, all KVAC rookie team.
2:48 to go in the first quarter. Cony High School leading it by an 18-12 score. The game so far is pretty much advertised as advertised. We said physical, a lot of pressure, a lot of scoring. Looks like that's the road we're going. Cushman, bang, foul. Got him on the chest and got him good.
Right now, I'd have to give the edge, though, in terms of the tempo and the pace that we're playing at.
4
is going to be, the edge has to go to Cony. Here comes Cushman again. He's been breaking the Lawrence defenders down off the dribble. Gets into the lane and stays aggressive into the lane. Jump stop, goes up strong, gets the foul from Mike Brown.
Foul shot, no good by Jared Cushman, the 6'1", 10th grader. Averages about 9 points a ball game. Missed again. Rebound saved by Johnson. 2:34 to go. First quarter. And a wild one, 18-12. Cony in the lead, number 1 seed. Now Well, they backed the ball out toward midcourt a little bit for John Kent, who's going to play the point.
Now they're going to run a set play here, usually for Justin. I think he's going to try to dump it down in. There it is.
There's the big guy off the window. Set play to Jed Johnson.
Exactly. They need to involve the big guy in the offense. And they ran a set play that time. It's the first time they've been able to get into an offensive set.
There's a block away from the ball, and that's going to go against Lawrence High School.
Justin off a staggered screen to create an isolated post situation. Very good pass. Johnson keeps his seal, is able to catch the ball, score in the lane.
Matt Clement checking in for the Bulldogs, and they're going to take the big guy Johnson out. 2:04 to go. Johnson has picked up his first foul. Each team with 6 personals. So we go 1-1 on the next. This will be a shooting foul. Up the line shooting is Aaron Young. And we're going to get a time call. That's going to be the short one. We'll be back here in a moment.
Remember going to the lumberyard with Granddad? That
Cony into his zone right now. I think Coach Hunt wants to protect them from foul trouble, any further foul trouble.
Mike Brown, they're going to turn it over. It's stolen. That's Ryan Moore. And down to the top of the key, and he kicks out for the wing. There's the 3. In and out. No good by Cushman. Jared Cushman missed the tray. Got a little bit of net and popped out. John Kent on the way back here with a 5-point lead for Cony. Off to the right wing is Brown. They try to penetrate inside if they can. They haven't got it in there very easily. They're going to try another 3. That's short. The putback. That's going to go in by Matt Clement off Mike Brown's missed shot.
Good job that time of patience, swinging the ball side to side, and big key against any zone is offensive rebounding. Matt Clement did the job that time.
Swinging the ball out to the left side, down to the low post. There's the turnaround. It is off the iron. No good by Moore. Lawrence, with 49 seconds, could really tie this game with a 3. They'll take it down carefully with John Kent.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lawrence even held the last shot.
Well, if that's the case, that's usually 6, 7, 8 seconds. So let's see if they can hold it. Cony just staying back. Well, that's what they're doing. Crowd often boos this, but coaches say it's good strategy, and it is.
Well,
especially for Lawrence.
Right, you want to have the last possession of the quarter. Lawrence will take a 3-point deficit or anything better than that. They don't want to go down by more.
Underwood, he takes the 3. Yes, yes, yes. Great offense. They gave him 2. I gave him 3, they gave him 2. All right. It's 19-18. It's a 1-point game. We'll be back. Right, it's 19-19. They put up a 3 on it. I called it a 3.
Yeah.
And they waved it off, but now they tell me it was a 3.
They should have known better than to doubt you, George.
Oh, they doubted me. They get it inside. There's the foul on Brett Ulmer. I got lucky, Coach.
Lawrence in the middle of a 9-1 run right here with Johnson on the free throw line. All right, the set play again. The lob over the top, no help side. Ulmer recovers, but he's going to pick up his second foul.
All right, the foul is on Brett Ulmer.
Now a big key here is that
this guy's got 3 points, that's all.
Lawrence has taken really Cony's best shot, and they've been able to come back and bounce back and get back into the game.
Kind of like a fist fight, isn't it? Give me your best shot and I'll come off the canvas. Missed one, made one. Johnson. All right, Cony pushes the ball down. Not quite as intensely as they did earlier. Here's Cushman. Now Lawrence is putting a chaser right out there. Bernard is out right on him. I like him. Real tough little guard.
Very tough to beat off the dribble, and that's a real key for Lawrence's defense.
Cushman. Lob inside. They double on him. From the left wing, high off the rim, no good by Bunker. And Lawrence in the lead, 20-19, into the second period. And Mike McGee is up and coaching hard. Here's
Now,
Josh Berard.
They're going to go back to another set.
And stack it off to the right side. Here's Underwood. Hesitation dribble.
Again, that time they were looking for Johnson. That was their first look.
He missed it off the front of the rim. Got his open shot. Got a good look at it. Long pass goes down. Pull-up jumper. No, doesn't go. Bunker. One shot only right now.
Exactly.
Lawrence is out rebounding.
Lawrence doing a good job limiting Cony to one shot, but of course they haven't missed too many.
Berard works with Nick Bolduc to the near sideline. Berard, the little guard, guarded carefully by Cushman, penetrates off the window. Mike McGee giving up the V for victory over there. 22-19. Lawrence ahead of Cony.
Nice penetration that time. That's going to be another real key.
No basket, and we've got a foul on the push.
Here comes Berard. A crossover dribble. Again, gets into the lane. A great crossover out front. Created space, was able to beat his man, get by him, and was able to complete it.
Foul is going to be on Bolduc. That is the 8th foul. It is a 1-and-1, but we're not far away from double bonus time. 6:20 to go here in the first half. Moore up on the line shooting. He has not scored. In and out. Kevin Bunker gets it back out. Around and out by Cushman. And again, in position on the rebound is Randy Neto. Picked up in half court. Bolduc lobs the ball out in front. Neto inside. Johnson scores. Foul. The big 6'7" guy got it inside.
I believe that's going to be the 3rd foul on Ulmer. Lawrence with a high-low set. They take the ball up high. Randy Neto with a great bounce pass. And Johnson with a great seal inside to create room for him to get that bounce pass.
6 points for this guy. They had the foul on the scoreboard, the wrong guy. Foul shot's good. It's 25-19 right now. Lawrence High School has come in a hurry. Midway down to Moore. Moore shut off. Outside 3. They're missing that shot. Cushman missed it. Jared Cushman, and Cony is not hitting on the perimeter.
I think Jared has missed his last 3 three-pointers.
Now we've got a away from the ball foul. It's going to go against Cony High School. I was looking at Cushman. Let's see if it is.
It's going to be on. It's going to be on Aaron Young, I believe.
Yep, it's going to be Aaron Young. Jed Johnson, the 6'7" senior, goes up on the line. 5 boards so far for him in the ball game. And he's hitting on the foul line too. 26-19.
Yeah, Coney's in a real drought right now. They haven't scored a field goal since the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, so they've gone about 7 minutes here.
Lawrence on a tear, 27-19. Josh Cushman. The Bulldogs are tough in the clutch. Sometimes on this floor, they're extremely tough. Deflected into the corner, picked up by Young. Young tries to penetrate, and they shut him down with Johnson. Ball is thrown in the backcourt. Turnover for Cony. We get a timeout called, and we'll be back. Oh, we'll give you the lottery first. I want to do my play-by-play. Pick 3, pick 4, 946-2331. Great phone number. The win cash, 17, 20 is broken. One streak continues. Vermont women never have lost on their home floor in a playoff. They just have. Maine won again. It's 73-61.
What a great win for the Maine women.
11-0 Maine. Great run for Maine. Here's a dish off underneath. Oh, missed the bunny. Neto had an easy dish and missed one.
Lawrence also in the middle of a 17-1 run.
Put up a 3. It didn't go. It's on the floor. Bunker missed it. Down there, it scrambled. That's what we call an old-fashioned scrum, boys.
It sure is, and coaches at this point are telling their kids every loose ball could mean the difference between winning and losing. And kids, you're not going to see any bending down for a loose ball at this level. And at this game tonight, kids are going to be diving and scrambling for every loose ball.
Lawrence leading 27-19. Possession arrow was to Cony. Into Aaron Young in the corner to get it in the paint to the foul line. A little soft move around and out, and Cushman missed it. Cony can't buy a basket. The lid is on, the ice is on, the storm is coming in early. Here comes Teague. I tell you, the Bulldogs historically in this tournament have been tough sometimes. People underestimate them sometimes. I can remember when Gussie brought teams in, it would sneak up on everybody.
They certainly have a history of rising to the
There's a shot by Johnson. Soft little jumper in the lane, and he's fouled to boot.
Once again, with Ulmer out of the game, Johnson has a big height advantage over anybody that Cony can put on him. So they're simply isolating him and throwing the ball over the top.
Bruce Hunt is not panicked, but he is certainly nervous. 11.6 rebounds right now, but Jed Johnson, 11 and 6. Guy's going to double-double us here we get going tonight. This guy's on his way.
He's really come on, too. He's had a great second half of the season.
Number 1, Cony, down 30-19. And the Bulldogs are alive. Cushman. Here's Greg Dean with the basketball. And there's a bump foul. That's kind of a tough one to eat, I think. That's a little tiny bump foul, but they're going to call it nonetheless. And I tell you, that foul is going to be in Teague.
That's his third foul.
Now, when we last spoke about Cony's field goal percentage, we talked about them being 8 for 9. Well, they've gone 1 for 10 since then.
Number 34, Chris
Mike,
Knight.
we're changing players. That's three on Trafton Teague, the freshman. We're in the double bonus one way. Cony will be up. In and out, no good. Lawrence has the double bonus. Rebound up and off, no good, and another foul. It was put up by Aaron Young, but he got fouled. They're trying to keep this in control, and I can see why they're calling it tight.
Yep, kids are certainly out there banging and hustling for everything. A big key right now for Cony also is that Ryan Moore has not scored.
Chris Knight picks up his first. Now we're in the double bonus both ways. Foul shot good by Young. 6'1" senior guard for Cony High School. They're 18-1, but they're 10 points down to the number 4 seed right now. Now they're 9 down, 30-21.
Let's see if they can get anything out of their pressure. Lawrence has been able to break their pressure outside of the first few minutes of the first quarter.
Berard. Ball hawked all over there by Young in the backcourt, comes to midcourt. Justin Underwood. Shuffle pass comes back out to Berard. Set it up, a good look for Bolduc, comes out to the top of the key. They're looking underneath for Johnson. Underwood. Crowd behind me of Lawrence fans are in ecstasy right now, but we've got a long way to go. Underwood handles the ball very well, penetrates into the elbow and gets back out again. He's putting on a dribble show. Here's Berard.
Lawrence going through a little spread delay game here.
Underwood on a turnaround dribble, and he is fouled. He threw the foul up. He went in there, and he had Greg Dean with him going in among people, hanging up there in the air. Well,
number 23, Greg Dean, his first. Team is over the limit.
They're giving me two different scores here. Maine's a winner either way. Amy Vachon shooting 56% from the floor. 7 points now for Justin Underwood. He's got 8. Well, I don't know whose score is right, but Maine won. All right, it is 73-61. The graphic was wrong. I love to say that sometimes. Blame somebody. You blame your coach or your players, don't you? Foul shot's good by Underwood.
Every opportunity.
32-21, 3:25 to go, first half. On the right side, Aaron Young, high off the rim, one shot, and Jed Johnson, they're shooting terribly, Cony is, and they're not getting much for putbacks. They're getting one shot only. You put up 25-footers, you may only get one.
I'll see what Coach McGee does here. If they're just going to Cony back in the zone, they'll probably once again try to isolate Johnson if they can, but I've noticed he's kind of attracting the crowd.
Here's Kent. Off the left side, he goes to Underwood. Van Gogh Skowhegan in the wings. Defending champion Skowhegan, and their all-standing player Clement.
That game's going to be a dandy, too.
It sure is. There's a jumper off. No good. Put up by Brown. Cony coming back. Loose ball. That's going to be still loose. Stolen. Here's Kent. And they're all over him calling timeout. That's a good call, by the way. He was trapped over the near sideline. All right, we've 32-21 Lawrence back in a moment.
It's the quality of life that attracts people to the Dover
Here. What has Lawrence High School done so well to be up by a 32-21 mark?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, the foul trouble with Ulmer makes Johnson a huge factor now for Lawrence, and Lawrence is really milking that advantage since they stopped getting in an up-and-down game and started going to a half-court game in their half-court offense. Really, Johnson has been almost unstoppable.
Well, it's a long way to Tipperary, but they're doing well. They throw the ball away inside. Here comes Cushman with it. Down to 2 minutes. Jared Cushman has the basketball, the 6'1 youngster. On the left wing, the other Cushman. Greg Dean now handles it. Large defense has been sticky. Penetration charge on Ryan Moore and a control foul. Player control, he took the block pretty well in there.
You can see he tries to take baseline. John Kent with excellent foot quickness and defensive slides, gets over there, anticipates where he's going, is able to shut it off and pick up the charge.
All right, Cony's going to press. They're down in the ball game, down a lot more than some people thought they would be. Underwood coming back into the midcourt area. Kent. Wide open shot from the corner. It's going to rim off. No good. Put up by Alan Smith. Got a good look at it. Just didn't hit it. Jared Cushman down to the low post. Bang. There's a foul. They got it into Aaron Young. Foul is going to be called. What is going on?
Another player control foul, and once again it is John Kent. I believe he's picked. That's his third charge that he's drawn in this ball game. One on Bunker, one on Ryan Moore, and back-to-back Moore, and then this last one on Young.
If you think I'm going to comment on that one, you're crazy. I don't need any trouble. That was a close call. However,
in the official's judgment, any foul that occurred was after the charge.
Turning the ball over, Lawrence again. There's a reach-in foul. That's going to be on Ryan Moore reaching in. Well, they have reversed me again.
Number 20, John Kent. His second foul.
Maine wins 66-61.
I think they're trying to make you look bad,
I think they're trying to confuse me here, but I keep hearing these scores, but I know Maine won. Foul shot is no good by Ryan Moore.
Boy, Ryan's really struggling right now. Has not made a free throw, 0 for 5 from the free throw line.
32-21, 1:26 to go. Foul shot's good.
Now, sometimes just a little thing like that, just to make a free throw, can get him on track.
All right, a 10-point bulge for Lawrence. Underwood back out in front. Brown. Lawrence has had a great job of controlling it when they wanted to. Here's Underwood. Penetration. Oh, he skips inside and scores. Little skip dribble, but he made it.
Well, as long as you're dribbling the ball, you can do whatever you want with your feet, and I guess that's the way it was interpreted.
34-22. 11 points for Underwood.
Number 50, Matt Clement.
Did you ever work with Coach Matt Clark before?
Yes, I have.
Oh, that guy keeps me on track. He's the guy that's feeding me the Maine Vermont game.
I'm ready to hire him on my staff.
Now, there's a turnaround that's good by Jared Cushman. Arnold guys stick together, don't you? 34-24, down to 48 seconds. Underwood across court. Here's Smith. Now will they play last shot? Leading it by 10.
I'd be very, very surprised if they didn't.
Underwood goes out on the corner. Cony comes out to meet him. Left side corner. Trying to prevent the turnover. They may have done it. There's the turnover foul. And that foul, that's, you know, sometimes coaches ask players to do something they don't particularly like to do. And I don't know about Lawrence, whether they're good at this or not. They got away with it. But you can kind of see Cony turning it up a notch this time.
Well, the trouble is, Cony did a great job. Once the ball went into the corner, they jumped into a trap, and all their other kids rotated to a passing lane. So I think the problem, if you're Coach McGee, was that putting the ball in the corner in the first place.
Bolduc on the foul, his second double bonus. He missed it, though. Greg Dean, the 6'2 junior. Now they're going to take people out now and shuffle them.
They're trying to protect some of their players that might have foul trouble, but I noticed he's got Johnson in there for the one last offensive possession.
And he puts young Berard back in there. 26 seconds to go. Yes. Greg Dean. All right, 34-25 now. Berard's going to face pressure in the backcourt. Good pass over to Kent. Now they take it into the Underwood, and they want him to handle it. Over to Berard. Get some good ball handlers. Left side again. They don't want to put it down in that corner. There's a foul. That's not a good one. That's what coaches call kind of a silly one. Jared Cushman, with 9.8 seconds, came out on the ball and just hit him.
Well, it's not that Jared wasn't trying, but at this point in the game, you know that Lawrence is going to hold for the last shot. You don't want to give him a free one.
I'll give him 2 free ones. You get the bonus right now, the double bonus. On the line shooting now is going to be Justin Underwood, and he has 11 points in the ball game. It's good. He's got 12. The Cony Rams, the girls were upset in here, and a shocker by Nokomis. And this is a long way from being over, but they are, boys, #1 seed, are down by 10.
Well, what has to happen now is, as we talked about earlier, Lawrence took Cony's best shot early in the game, responded. Now Cony's going to have to do the same thing.
Good. Underwood hit them both. That's why that foul was not good. Here's Cushman. Heavy traffic. Falls away. No. Johnson on the rebound. There's a throw at the buzzer. It was a great first half. It really was. And it ends up 36-25. And #4, Lawrence, ahead of #1, Cony. And there's a happy coach heading to the locker room. We're coming back.
History. It's simply titled The Floor, 1955 to 1997, the original Bangor Auditorium floor. George, thanks for everything.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to take this. I thought I'd probably end up being buried underneath the center of the court here, but that's great, and I know that people can buy these too.
That's correct. We do have them available. But
oh, Johnson got 3 underneath. Easy pass to him.
Again, penetration that time was the key.
38-25, Lawrence over Cony. We maybe see something building here tonight. There's a 3 from deep off the front. They're not hitting. Bunker missed it. 1 shot only. Picked off by Bolduc. Cony is shooting poorly.
They really haven't done much since that opening flurry that they put on in the very first stages of the game.
Underwood penetrates. They strip him away, though. Picked out of there by Cushman. Here's a pull-up left-handed jumper that's in and out by Moore. They're going to get 1 shot. Lost out of bounds by Lawrence.
Well, that's the bad news. The good news is that Cony's come right out and forced 2 turnovers right away, too.
A hockey score into 1 period. New Hampshire 2, Maine nothing. That's a battle at Durham tonight. In the paint. Turnaround. No, they don't hit it again. They're missing everything. Cushman missed it again. That was simple. Josh Cushman.
Got the look that they wanted. Josh was the leading scorer, too, in the first half with 9 points, and his brother Jared was 6. For Lawrence, it was their the big 2. Underwood with 13 and Johnson with 12.
There's a foul as they handed the ball to Johnson underneath. Bolduc lost it, then just handed it to him. Here are the stats.
You can see that Lawrence got off to or after a slow start, really poured it on, and Cony went ice cold. They're still continuing to be ice cold right now.
Jared Cushman picking up his second foul. The big guy, Jed Johnson, on the line shooting. Johnson now with 14 points, 8 boards. Now he goes to 15. You know, sometimes you fans, you think your #1 team, it may blow over, but this thing is not blowing over. The tendency is for it to get a little tougher on Cony right now. They're going to have to make a run here. The foul shot's good. You've got to establish something in the third quarter.
Yeah, they don't want to have to go into the fourth quarter. They got to build some kind of momentum here. One of the things they haven't done is hit the offensive boards very well. They also haven't made a 3.
In the paint, losing the dribble and touching a Lawrence player going out was Ryan Moore, 6-foot player that averages 13.5 points a game, but not yet. A sea of red in our camera tonight. Those are the Cony fans as we look across the court here at the Bangor Auditorium. Into the right side corner, into Bunker. Bunker, turnaround, good kiss shot off the window.
That's what they need. They need to get some attacking, like, as they did earlier in the game. They've been settling for the jump shot. It hasn't been going. They need to get something going to the basket.
40-27, Lawrence #4. They try to steal. It's knocked into the backcourt, goes out. Should be a Lawrence ball. It is.
Here's Bunker again. Bunker with a spin move right here. And a nice kiss off the glass. That's it. Bunker's 5th point.
Josh Berard, the 5'8" junior. Out to Bolduc. Bolduc under heavy pressure. Tony's turning it up and they steal the ball. Here's Josh Cushman. Pull-up jumper. The J doesn't go, though. Again, they're cold. He had to steal, got what he wanted. And a rebound is pulled down by Underwood.
Really, Cony feeds off their turnovers. Their offense is fueled by their steals, deflections, but right now they're just not cashing in.
Bolduc goes down to the court. No call. Shouldn't have been. It was a no call, but he cleanly gets it out underneath, and they miss it. Put back is good by Neto off the miss by Underwood. Lawrence is hot. 42-27. Running left-hander is off. No good. We're going to whistle on a foul off Ryan Moore. And some heavy action inside. A few guys just staring at each other. That's about it.
A little bit of accidental offense this time. I don't think that was a set play. Bolduc lost it. Had the presence of mind, though. Did not panic. Hit Johnson, who hit the cutting Underwood. Good follow-up and hustle by Randy Neto.
Foul is going to be on Randy Neto, though.
I'm going to ask Coach McGee for a diagram of that play after the game.
Just like I drew it up, Coach. In the paint. Lost the dribble off his hip, and we have a foul. Coming in is going to be Moore, and they're going to call Lawrence on a foul. Now the Lawrence players going to gather up. Now the Cony guys are trying to get their team together. Emotions swinging both ways in the game.
Lawrence very active defensive that time. As soon as Moore put the ball on the floor, he attracted 3 or 4 people.
Randy Neto now has 2 fouls. A easy inbounds play. That's the one that drives coaches crazy. Ryan Moore scores. 42-29. That's too easy on the inbounds. In the backcourt. Cony turning it up. They must turn it up at this point in the game. Trapping, grabbing. They've got to leave somebody open. Berard underneath. There's the open player. And it goes in by Neto. If you're going to put 2-on-1, 3-on-1 trap, you're going to have somebody loose underneath.
As long as Lawrence keeps their poise, they'll have looks like that.
There's a 3. Kevin Bunker, who averages 13 a game, hit a big trifecta.
That's their first one of the game, George.
There's a charge in the backcourt by Underwood. He got excited against the trap. And the pressure defense is designed to do this.
Now here's a nice look. Berard simply looks over the top of that pressure and finds Randy Neto all alone down on the baseline.
That is the first foul on Underwood, but that is the 3rd foul early in the 3rd quarter on the team. Out of the ball game will go Nick Bolduc. Coming in the ball game for Lawrence is going to be Mike Brown again. Cony has it out.
Right, and an easy hoop here. we'll get a momentum swing for the Cony Rams.
It's time to go into the corner. Ryan Moore shuffles it out to Cushman. Cushman doubled up underneath, can't shoot.
They're trying to feature Ryan Moore inside.
From the foul line, a fading shot and a foul against Lawrence. It's going to be on 4-2, I think, and that's going to be on Mike Brown, who just came back.
Fouled the jump shooter that time, which is a no-no. No coach likes to see his players foul when opposing players in the act of a jump shot.
Jared Cushman up on the line. He has 6 points, and he still has 6. They're not getting their foul shots in either.
No, that's one of the big differences in the game right now.
He hits it again, or hits this one. Tony fans nervous, but backing their team all the way. All right, they're still trapping in the backcourt. Little guy comes out of there with it. They are having trouble. They're not out of there yet. Now they cross over. Kent. Double teamed. He's trying to force his way through it. Out left side to Neto, and now they get it into the paint to Neto. And back out on the front again. Lawrence in a very deliberate offense.
This is important right now for Lawrence. Without their leader Underwood on the floor, they're going to have to see if they can bide some time. Looks like they're going to a semi-delay game here, a little spread offense.
Goes out to the youngster guard. He penetrates underneath. And a foul. Basket counts, and a hurt player. Going down hard was Jared Cushman, and he hurt his wrist. He really banged the hardwood.
Penetration once again. Josh Berard turns the corner into the lane. Bounce pass to Randy Neto, who gets bumped, but has the presence of mind to keep his shoulders square with a jump stop, a good power base to finish the play.
46-33. The foul is going to be called against Jared Cushman. 6 points all in the third quarter for Randy Neto. Bins, dips, and missed that one badly. All right, down court we go. There's a pull-up three. That's off the rim, a tap, no good, and a move-in foul on Lawrence. Now, this is beginning to turn a little bit ugly for Lawrence off the rebounding calls. They've lost about 3 of them now. 46-33. Wasn't a great shot. It was put up.
It was a quick shot by Bunker, but that's the tempo they want to play at.
Well, you got to get used to that. Inbound, they get the drive, a little power move to the basket by Ulmer. He's a pretty good player.
Ulmer's good, and don't forget he sat out most of that run that Lawrence had during the second quarter.
Turnover by Lawrence, and they're beginning to panic. Shot from the corner doesn't go. It was missed by Cushman, and the rebound is back to Underwood, who's in there.
And I can't remember the last time Cony got an offensive rebound.
There's a grab foul on the backcourt and a double team. They're going to call probably Ulmer. Let's see if it's Ulmer.
Well, that's big if that's him. Here they get it into Ulmer. Johnson lunges on the perimeter, which allows Ulmer to take the ball strong to the hoop.
That's Ulmer's 4th foul.
And once again, that does not bode well for Cony. Last time he came out of the game was when Lawrence really started to feature Johnson and went inside.
Cony leading and trailing at 46-35. Here's the little guy again. Hot pass underneath. And off-balance shot that's going to go by Neto. Lawrence's shots are falling. Cony's shots aren't falling. Now he got the shooter's roll and bounce that time. 48-35. Hesitation dribble for Cushman. There's the move to the hoop. No, Young didn't get it. One shot, and he came down to Underwood.
Again, lack of offensive rebounding for Cony. Even when they get a decent shot, they just can't get a bounce off the offensive glass.
Underwood, pull-up jumper, off. Not loose. Here comes Cony with it again. Josh Cushman stops, hits his window, it's in. Timeout, Cony. 48-37, the Rams are trying to make a move in the late stages of the third. Back in a moment. Well, this game is everything as advertised. Two KVAC teams. So we're going to battle right to the last moment. Maine is getting clobbered in hockey tonight at UNH, by the way, 4-0. I don't know that you want to hear that, but I'll tell you anyway. Here's Berard with it. Now he gave it up to Kent. Berard takes it back, and Lawrence's tactic is controlled offense. Here's Underwood. He dishes off down low to the right side. Left-handed jumper, no good foul. That's Matt Clement who's in there now.
One of the things we talked about at the top of the show is that Lawrence basically has had two players do most of their scoring, Johnson and Underwood, and they need to find offense coming from other players. And in the third quarter, they've really done that. Randy Neto has stepped up with 8 big points.
Clement has 2 points. He's a big kid. He's 6'5". He's a rugged kid. I call that a brick, but I don't know what you call it. That was an ugly foul shot, and Clement kind of bends his head down and says, let's try it again. Now it's a little softer touch, same result. Good position on the rebound for Young. Tony's got the ball. Kevin Bunker lobs it back out in front, comes off to Cushman. Down to 1:24, third quarter. Tony trying to get the open shot for 3. Again, high off the rim, no good by Kevin Bunker. And the rebound is cleared out of there by Matt Clement. They're getting very few offensive boards.
They just one and done every time down, and then Lawrence takes more time off the clock with every possession.
Here's the pull-up jumper by the guard. Doesn't get it. Both teams cold. Loose ball. Lawrence comes up with it. Guess who's got it? It's going to go in and out. No good by Clement. Now the quick outlet. Here's Cushman. Jarrett drives in, lays it off the window, doesn't get it. Missed the layup. And that, my friend, it's loose. There's a kick. Going to go back to Lawrence. I mean, if you're the Cony coach, Bruce Hunt, you got to wonder when that ball's going to start dropping.
Exactly. They've probably never experienced a spell like that during the course of the regular season, so they're in uncharted waters in terms of mentally how to handle this. They're still working hard, but you know, George, even though it seems like Cony's getting back in the game and working very hard, the deficit is the same as it was at halftime.
Well, I'll bet you a cup of coffee is going to be the KVAC against the Big East in the final. That's the way matches come down here. All right, here's a fading shot under what he's missing, and now Lawrence is cold. Cushman in the backcourt. Guarded carefully by Josh Berard. On the left side, it goes to Cushman. Josh Cushman, a 6'1" player, averages 12.7. Cony beat Baps to get in here. Very physical team. They force you to make mistakes, but Lawrence has really done a good job of staying away from that. Here's a left-handed turnaround. It is off, no good by Moore. And at the buzzer, a throw doesn't get there. We have gone 3. It is 48-37. Lawrence by 11. Masters Red Barber used to say, Mike McGee's in the catbird seat right now.
He sure is, but right now his stomach's churning because he knows that the way Cony is so explosive offensively that things can change in a hurry. First couple of possessions are very important.
Josh Cushman with it. Now he gives it up to Ryan Moore. Tough defense by Lawrence. They get the penetration, get the layup. Here's Ryan Moore, cut to the basket. Got a good lane.
And psychologically now it's down to single figures.
And it's 5. 48-39. Cony's going to start moving and trapping. Across court it comes over to Berard. Semi-final action in the exciting Eastern Maine Class A tournament. Winner goes to the finals. Tomorrow night, right here.
Cony back in a trapping zone now. Going to be half-court traps. Try to take Lawrence out of their delay game, spread offense.
Ball is deflected, goes out. It's going to be a Lawrence ball. The Bulldogs will have it. Mike McGee in the white shirt and tie. Coach Hunt is down on one knee. That's the different coaching styles. The little guard, Underwood, hands it up to Underwood from Berard. Underwood under a lot of pressure. John Kent trapped over toward the bench. Comes back to the right, and they're in a very controlled spread offense. 6:50 to go. Cony's going to steal the ball. Here comes Moore, lays it up and off, foul. The blocking foul, no basket. The question again that comes to my mind with Lawrence into this semi-control thing here, do they do this well?
Well, they have good guards, and Coach McGee obviously has faith in them. There's the steal deflection by Bunker, gets it to Moore, who heads right for the hoop. Justin slides over, Underwood, but still was moving when contact was made.
We'll be back. Got my piece of the floor. You spent your life and some of your heartache out here on the floor. You better get a piece of this floor too.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of these teams is going to get a piece of the floor after tonight. There's a lot of floor burns. I don't know, you better check that, George. There might be some skin on it from somebody, probably.
My piece came from where Thurston hit his big shot.
Yeah, well, maybe there could be some skin from Don Crosby or somebody like that years ago.
You're right, foul shot by Ryan Moore, good. He has 6 points. In the air. They're closing the gap. It's 48-41, and Cony is on the run. Remember, they're number 1. They're not going to die easy in this tournament. Here's a reach-in foul. Oh, yes. You get a good look at that one. Kevin Bunker reached across and got all body. They don't like it when it happens, but that's not a good foul when you had 4 on you. And he is out of the ball game. They've lost Kevin Bunker, who averages 13 points a game.
Right, that's a blow to them because he's a great athlete. He's a three-point threat, and he's been one of their leaders all year long. So that's a big loss for Cony.
Well, that's the kind of thing you get in a high school game. He had 8 points in a ball game. It looked to me like he reached right across the body. Let's see if
he did right there, reached from behind.
Oh, yeah. You know something, there's not an official in the world who's going to let you reach from behind and do that. And Justin, when you got 4 fouls, you really got to protect yourself.
You've got to be careful. Justin Underwood did a good job of splitting the defense that time. Oh, mental error that time.
Oh, mental error. He ran the baseline. Josh Berard ran the line, didn't he?
That's their 14th turnover, George.
That's a lot, but this team forces you to it. It's a 48-41 game. If the inbounds comes back out deep, Young into the corner. Cony trying a 3, walking with a no basket. Oh, Cushman, Jared Cushman loses a 3 on a travel. What a time to get called for steps. Number 11, Jared Cushman, the 6'1" sophomore.
Yeah, there's been a subtle little momentum change here, too. Lawrence has to do something to stem this little mini run by Cony.
They're still trying to control the tempo of the game. Up to the top. A little one-hand push shot's not going to go. A little soft jumper. It was missed in there by Teague. Here's the pull-up jumper that's off the rim. No good by Moore. And the rebound came down to Teague, who came the other way with it. He's just a freshman.
He's a freshman, but Coach McGee obviously has a lot of confidence in this young man.
Here's Underwood. Out of the right corner. Now they slow it down to Kent. 5:54 to go. 48-41, Lawrence leading. They're the underdogs. Timeout called on a trap. Alertly calling it as John Kent. That's a short timeout. There are a lot of times when you have maybe an upset in the building, the other coaches like it. Whoever gets the winner of this game is going to be in trouble. It's a tough. Justin Underwood hits it. That makes it 50-41. Underwood, it's a big one.
That's
and
a huge bucket. Cony was in the middle of a 16-8 run.
Foul was called against Josh Cushman, I believe.
They ran a set out of bounds play. Once again, Justin splits the trap, goes straight up, gets the contact, gets the bucket. Now he's on the free throw line for a 3-point play.
That's 15, he missed it. Rebound cleared down by Brett Ulmer. Cony now not in a hurry, but they need to move. There's a 3, that's good by Aaron Young. The kid with the knee brace from football hit a big one. 50-44, 6-point lead. That's only 2 possessions. And the backcourt, now at midcourt a grab, that's on Ryan Moore. And in that aggressive pressing defense, some of these kids are getting very excited, and he now is getting a stare from his coach. There's pressing and trapping, and then there's grabbing, right, Coach?
Yes, exactly, and I think Cony's got to be careful. They still need to keep their poise. There's a lot of possessions left in this game.
Well, you've only got a 2-possession game, 6 points.
Exactly. I noticed Jared Cushman, George, still grabbing his wrist. I think he really did something to that wrist, possibly.
Johnson got the missed rebound foul, and he's grabbed. And they're going to put him up on the line 1-and-1. The big guy is making one heck of a difference underneath. He didn't get the basket, but he got the foul. And Cony's having an awful hard job matching up with him. And Jed Johnson at 6'7", who, by the way, is a pretty good defensive player.
He's a big presence. He's obviously, the biggest kid in the tournament at this point, and he uses his height extremely well.
This would be his 17th point if he gets it, and he does. 51-44. 12 rebounds, period. A lot of them have been defensive boards.
Now, see, last year Johnson was not much of a finisher. He just wasn't this kind of player. He's really come on, had a great senior year.
Foul shot's good, 52-44. On the right side, it goes to Ulmer. Back out in front again. Here is Cushman. Steps in, Ulmer. Man-to-man defense, and it's aggressive. 5 minutes to go. Number 4, Lawrence, 52-44 in the lead. Here's Jared Cushman. Back out in front it goes to Ulmer. Nice swing at left side. Trying to get that open shot. They're denying him much. Here's the jumper that's off the rim. No good. Put up by Moore. Rebound to Johnson.
One shot once again.
1 and out. 1 and done, as the coaches say. 52-44. Now the guard, Berard, with it. Hot pass underneath. Easy layup. Bolduc. And a great feed from the right side. It's stripped away, picked off. Here comes Neto with it. And Lawrence is ahead by 10 with 4 minutes to go. And Cony looks like they're rattled and in trouble right now. They had it running, but now the momentum has turned the other direction in a hurry.
Seems like everything Cony has done over the last, really 2 quarters, everything has been like trying to run uphill.
Nick Bolduc to the right side. Now they play keep away. Spread the defense. Take time off the clock. Down low. There's an air ball thrown up in there by Johnson, and it's lost out. Cony's going to get the ball. Maybe they pulled the trigger a little quick.
Here comes Justin again. Keeps his head up, very alert, always looking to the basket, always attacking. Spots Bolduc all alone on the left side for a hoop.
Cony High School trailing it by 10. Number 1 seed. Off the window and in by Josh Cushman. That cuts it to 8.
Now Cony needs to get some turnovers here. And it's going to be tough with the ball in Justin's hands.
Out to work, Johnson. Johnson underneath, easy layup, yes! What a 3-on-1 break. Randy Neto scoring. 56-46. Lawrence fans are going nuts behind me here. There's a little low. Oh, foul is going to be on Johnson. They got it down low. Aaron Young on a turnaround down low. Excuse me, that was Ryan Moore down low.
Ryan Moore.
56-46. We're down to 3:07. Cony beat Lawrence twice, the last time by only 5, though. Johnson in his last game against Hamden had 26 points and 13 rebounds, so he came alive.
He's playing his best basketball of the season when it counts the most, right at the end of the season and into the playoffs.
Ryan Moore gets it down to 9, though. And again, with the 3-point possibilities, this is not a huge lead. It's a good lead, but not a huge lead. Missed it. A rebound cleared out of there by Randy Neto, the senior, and he's played pretty well.
He's played very well. I think he's given him 10 points, which is that third offensive production that they needed, that they sometimes haven't been getting.
Oh, they're going to call that backcourt. It looked like it might have been touched by Cushman. The official said no, and they call it backcourt and a turnover.
Well, Mike Webb was the closest guy to the play, so we have to go with what he says.
Not going to argue with the official. Here's more. Very tough man-to-man setup now. There's the penetration. There's the shot. No good and a foul. That does give Cony the chance to score with no clock running.
Just can't seem to finish right there, though. Aaron Young had a real good look at this little 5-foot penetration jumper.
If you wanted to say one thing about the offense of Cony tonight is they haven't finished well at all. Aaron Young with 6 points tonight.
They haven't, and they're not getting any easy baskets in terms of offensive rebounds at all.
But they are scoring now with no clock running. And that means it's 56-48.
And it also enables them to set up their pressure.
It's good. Aaron Young, the 6'1" senior. Now let's see if Lawrence can get it out of the backcourt without trouble. And young Berard trying to get it out of there. Here's Underwood. They're across the time stripe. 2:29 to go. It's 56-49 Lawrence in a great ball game. Oh, a driving shot by Justin Underwood, and he laid it over the front of the rim. Finger roll, 17 points for him. And that's a big hoop, 58-49.
You can expect the ball to be in Justin Underwood's hands most of the time now for the remaining 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
It's a steal for a moment. Back it comes to Cony. A turnaround three off the iron. No good. Cushman. Rebound pulled down by Underwood. Foul in the backcourt. And that's going to be against Jared Cushman. And the Lawrence fans are really thinking upset now. They've lost twice to Cony, but this is the one that they want.
They're thinking upset, but right now Coach McGee is concerned about his Bulldogs making sure they close the deal. Here's Justin once again. Again, head up, penetration, excellent body control, a nice soft little touch in the lane.
Remember, when we say upset, Lawrence was 16 and they're 16 and 3 coming in. Foul shot's good by Underwood.
If Lawrence does finish the deal here, it won't be a huge upset. I rated this game as pretty even going in.
Well, they only lost by 5 the last time out, and that was at Cony. Missed the foul shot. Here's Cushman. Penetration. What are they going to call? Block the defender. And they call it. I'm waiting. That's a block. Yeah, it's a block.
Just a little bit of contact.
Yep. Foul is the third one on Justin Underwood.
A judgment call, but in the opinion of the officials, Cushman had been able to turn the corner when the contact was made.
Cushman's foul shot does not go. You need these. No clock running. 10-point deficit. The Cony bench. Is that assistant coach Rollins on the bench?
It certainly is.
I had him as a player. I remember him win. Nice guy. Foul shot's good.
Dave's a great guy.
59-50 now. It's only a 9-point lead. Lawrence has got to protect it against immense pressure. Berard in the backcourt. He's quick with it. Turnaround dribble, still in the backcourt. Timeout call. Good timeout. Hang on to your seatbelts here. We're coming back.
For more than 100 years, University of Maine graduates have made their mark in Maine and around the world in hundreds of professions, serving their communities, serving their state and their nation. There's a new generation of University of Maine graduates making their mark in their careers and in the lives of others. The tradition continues. The University of Maine, the state center of learning, discovery, and service to the public.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game.
Defending state champion Skowhegan.
Exactly, and Bangor's playing very well too. Bangor's very athletic. Cony's got Skowhegan now, defending state champions. That looks to be a great matchup.
Clement, one of the premier players, if not the. All right, in the backcourt, Justin Underwood. We're down to a minute 30.
Get used to seeing him with the ball in his hands.
Penetrates, shoots, he hits it. They didn't wait, no stall, he went to the hole. 61-50, and Underwood's having a brilliant night. Penetration layup, it goes in by Josh Cushman. But trading baskets will not win it for Cony.
Doesn't help him right now.
Underwood, all the way down, reverses. Now we start the stall. 61-52. They tackle him at midcourt. Alan Smith came out to foul. Well, I tell you, it's going to take a Herculean comeback by Cony, even with the pressure, to stop them now if he makes these foul shots.
Well, that young man right there, Justin Underwood, is taking this team on his shoulders right now in the later stages of this game.
20 points for the night. Justin Underwood averages 15. I think the thing I like about him, on top of that, he plays both ends of the floor. He goes right at you both ways. Foul shot's good.
Now remember, George, this is a team that did not make the tournament last year. They were 6-12, so you got to tip your hat to Coach McGee and the Lawrence Bulldogs for having come a long way.
Won the state in 94, off the iron and in. They won it in 90-94, lost it 84, 86, and 89. They've got a great tournament history. Inside of a minute now. 3, no. Young missed it, tap, loose. Cony trying to get a shot away quickly, any kind of a shot. No, doesn't go by Cushman. Rebound comes down to Lawrence. Picked off by Johnson, and there's the backcourt foul against Josh Cushman. And you've got to say that these fans behind me probably have it right. So Lawrence will be in the final. 40.4 seconds to go, and Mike McGee puts his hands up in the air. Well, Red Auerbach used to light the cigar, so now I guess we just put our hands in the air.
That's right. I would say it would be, if Red Auerbach were coaching Lawrence right now, he'd probably be lighting the cigar.
Josh Cushman fouled out with 14 points. He's gone. He had a great night. That's above his average.
And let me say something about these Cony kids, George, because these seniors have had a great couple of years. They've played extremely well, represented their school well. They've got a lot of class. They've played hard. And with a lot of heart, tonight they just had one of those nights.
Justin Underwood, 23 points. The thing the coach has got to keep him from doing is celebrating too early, even though it seems to feel it's good. Cony coming down with the last gasp. There's a 3 that is no good. Long shot, and Cony rebounds, and there's a foul. And the foul is going to be on Greg Dean. And they're heading to the foul line, and the big guy will go up. And these fans are ecstatic, and the hugs look. Mike McGee's hugging everybody in sight. He's hugging the principal. He's hugging the. He's looking for me. Now he's got Wes Jordan over there to hug. There's nothing like high school athletics for pure, raw emotion.
Exactly, and you know, this has been a long week. You know, for both teams, they practiced hard. It seemed like the game time would never get here.
19
Coach
points.
McGee's the happiest guy in the building right now.
19 points, 16 rebounds for Johnson in his last game at 26 and 13. What a two-game performance by this kid. He may be the MVP of this tournament. 67-52. Drive to the basket. It's up and down by Jared Cushman. And we're down to 25 seconds, 67-54. And it's going to be a Lawrence High School ball underneath. Justin Underwood looking for the inbounds. Long pass. It's streaking down for the layup. And it goes. Nick Bolden. 69-54. It's on to the championship night. A 3 put up short. No good by Ryan Moore. Lawrence has the ball. Underwood fires off the mark. A foul before the whistle at 7.2 seconds. Lawrence players are celebrating, and Coach McGee doesn't really bother with him right now because it's all over, but what an emotional moment. Look at the dance that McGee is doing. You work your heart out for months and months, and when it comes to fruition, you know, the thing is, though, you got to play back-to-back in the A tournament. You've got to win tonight, and you've got to have good legs tomorrow night.
Exactly. You've got to temper your emotions. I mean, it's very difficult to do, but after they can't celebrate too much because they got to turn right around in 24 hours and get ready to compete for a championship.
Jed Johnson just came out. What a great night for that guy.
What a great job the Lawrence team did, though, really. Coach McGee had an excellent game plan. And I'll tell you, the key was that on the offensive boards, Cony did nothing off the offensive glass.
I got to tell you something. The scoreboard is shocking. 70-54. I never would have imagined that score, not the win.
No, I think that's the biggest surprise of the night. Not that Lawrence won, but it's going to be this kind of spread.
There's a three. Gonna go, put up there by Brunel. It's all over. And Lawrence High School, as they have done many times in the past, have come in here, and he's over there they're rubbing his head. They're kissing him on the head.
It's like Ron Brown's right in the way over there. He's in the middle of it. That's his wife, Kathy.
Mike McGee's heading up court. He's going around shaking hands. The reporters all trying to get him. They're now shaking hands with the Cony players. And Bruce Hunt is certainly disappointed, but it's just one of those nights. Just wasn't going to happen. All right, we'll be back, and we'll have the coach, we think, if he comes down off the rafters in a minute.
Here's a great way to keep your tournament memories alive forever. Hi, this is Tim Throckmorton, Channel 5 Sports. WABI TV is offering broadcast quality copies of any... Get a little bit more excited about these games.
Yeah, well, hey, they beat us twice, both at home and embarrassed us at home court in the beginning of the year by 14. And we came up there, had a struggle. We struggled, they triple team our big guy, but man, we just played defense. They're a great team, okay? 18-1, you can't, they're a great team.
You had a first quarter that you'd like to change a little bit, but what happened to that second quarter? You guys just exploded.
Defense. Coach said they like to penetrate and they'll stick the three, so it's sag off them. They didn't shoot very well from the three, which they normally do. Kevin Munger hit 5 threes last game. We had to key on him.
I don't know if you were concerned at all about having to maybe slow the pace down really early. You started in the third quarter. Were you thinking maybe we can't do this the rest of the game?
Well, that's their pace, run and gun, but we stuck with them at the end. They forced to come out of a zone and play man-to-man. We could spread the floor, get open looks. And our team stepped up tremendously. You know, it's not one player, our whole team. We've been working this season since off-season.
We got a look at you in action here. You had a great game offensively. You know, you have to pick and choose your moments to go to the hole at the end of that game, and there's one of the chances. Right?
Coach pulled us in the huddle and said, make a play. Someone's got to come up with a big play, and I wanted to pass the shot, and it went in.
Justin, you didn't make the tournament last year. It's only been 5 years since you won a gold ball, this school of yours. But does it seem tonight as if it's the return of Lawrence basketball to the scene?
Yes, it really does. Last year was disappointing, 6-12, a lot of young guys. Jed got hurt, Nick Bullock was out. And Nick Bullock came and played tough defensively. And it shows that we need him and our big guy, Jed. Takes a lot of pressure off me.
Justin, your dad's still going nuts up there in the stands.
Yeah, he is. Best fan, leads the Rowdies. We got a lot of support from our Rowdy fans, led by Cole T, Kevin Nutting, and Jason Palmer, Nate Van Gordon, all them guys. They're great.
You got another one in you tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Justin Underwood. Wow, a big effort for the Lawrence Bulldogs against the top seed, George.
Wow, Coach, I tell you, we had a couple of players. We're going to go to the player of the game. Our player of the game is brought to you by the University of Maine and Machias. This is a tough call, I tell you. We're going to go with Jed Johnson because he had 20 points and 16 boards. He could have easily gone to Justin Underwood just as well. But we're going to pick one, and I tell you, it doesn't matter to those kids. But Jed Johnson is our player of the game. 20 points. The 16 boards were so critical.
I think that's really indicative of what Lawrence did in this game, because they really shut Cony down on Cony's offensive glass. And don't forget that, you know, Lawrence was down, George, 18-10 right off the bat.
Yes.
They took that and it withstood that initial charge by Cony, and they turned things around. Once they changed the tempo, got the tempo to the way they wanted, it was all their game from then on.
Well, Coach McGee had seen them, of course, obviously all season, but played them twice. He knew what he had to do, and I guess you call it execution. His kids did what they had to do, and Cony just couldn't get the ball to fall. It just wouldn't go in the basket for them.
They had a poor shooting night. I'm sure Coach Hunt is obviously very disappointed. He's crushed right now. their kids played hard, and it wasn't that, didn't have anything to do with the effort. Cony played extremely hard. They worked extremely hard. They just didn't get the shots to drop. Sometimes it's that simple.
Well, I've been watching Lawrence High School come into these tournaments from back when Gussie was here, and they'd sneak up on people. I don't think Lawrence was sneaking up on anybody, but that high school in big games has been, if I go across the state and I pick 4 or 5 high schools out that you don't want to face in a big game when they have talent, Lawrence High School is one of those schools.
No question.
They come right at you.
And they have a history of rising to the occasion. They like this building pretty well.
Yeah.
They have great fan support, and they have excellent coaching, and it's an unbeatable combination. At least it was tonight.
Well, Kenny, I thank you. Ken Lindloff, the coach of Waterville High School. You're certainly one of the best coaches in the state, and a nice guy to work with, and I hope you just learned something working with me.
Well, thank you, George. It was an education. You know, you've done a few games. I don't think you were nervous at all.
No, I wasn't.